On June 25, 1903, Eric Arthur Blair, later known as George Orwell, was born in a small town near Motihari, British India. His father was a strict, stern official in the colonial opium administration, while his mother, a European-influenced intellectual, ensured that her son received a solid British education from an early age. At the age of 8, he was sent to England to attend boarding school, where his rebellious character began to take shape. He hated the class differences he saw in elite educational institutions. After completing his studies at Eton College, he did not go to university like his peers, but chose an unusual path, joining the Burmese Imperial Police in 1922. On the streets of Rangoon and in the dense jungles, he witnessed the brutal face of colonialism, the trampling of people's lives under the heel of imperial power. This experience would instill in him a deep hatred of tyranny, in whatever form it took. After 5 years, he resigned and returned to England to live an austere life in the slums of London and Paris, where he worked as a dishwasher and a clerk, gaining a deeper understanding of the suffering of the working classes. In the 1930s, his political views began to crystallize. He wrote about poverty and injustice in his early books, such as Down and Out in Paris and London Without Money, and then picked up a pen and a rifle in 1936 to join the left-wing militias in the Spanish Civil War. There, in the trenches of Catalonia, he was nearly killed by a bullet, but he returned even more convinced that regimes, whether fascist or communist totalitarian, had only one face of oppression. This personal and political struggle led to his famous book, Homage to Catalonia, in which he exposed the divisions and betrayals within the left-wing camps. In the 1940s, he wrote Animal Farm, 1945, a searing allegory of Stalinist tyranny, and then his masterpiece, 1984-1949, in which he depicted a terrifying world governed by total surveillance, a party that enforces truth by force, and a big brother that watches over everyone. The book was not just fiction, it was a sharp warning against all forms of absolute power. Despite suffering from tuberculosis, which weakened his body, he continued to write incessantly, convinced that his duty as a writer was to speak truth to power. George Orwell died on January 21, 1950, at the age of 46. He left behind an intellectual legacy that continues to enlighten readers. His entire life was a testament that words can be a weapon, and that confronting tyranny begins with ink before the gun.